The gang's all here. Since we're talking about the long weekend, let's talk about our long weekend stories. Long weekends are a big deal in Canada. We look forward to them. All of a sudden, we get 3 days to do whatever we want, which is awesome. Frankie, have you had any memorable long weekends?
Yeah, so May 2-4 weekend, I had to work every one of my life because we're in the garden center business, my family.
Right.
Outside of that, July 1st, whitewater rafting. You guys ever done it?
No.
Okay, you know how there's that point where you're whitewater rafting with your friends and they tell you to jump out of the raft?
What?
No. So you jump out of the raft for a period of time, and this is in Ottawa, and you just body surf. So you're riding, and as I was body surfing, I see this little silver thing floating in the water. So I decided to grab it.
Why?
And it was a full beer. As I was body surfing, and my friend Chris is like, "Where did you get that from?" I go, "No, I was like 20. I was like 21. I was like, this is better than a lottery ticket, man."
Winner.
That was my most memorable long weekend.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
You should get a trophy for that.
I'm thinking, first of all, I wouldn't be whitewater rafting. Second of all, I wouldn't have gotten out of the raft. Third of all, if I saw the silver thing, I wouldn't have grabbed it.
Yeah.
So you know how to live, my friend.
It all turned out good.
It all worked out. How about you guys?
Oh my God, we've got the best story ever. 9 years ago, we just moved to Canada. We had no idea where Toronto was, let alone all the outskirts cities and all the kind of satellites.
Right.
We thought, let's hire a car, jump around, find a B&B. So we ended up in Port Hope, of all places, which we now love. But back then, we didn't even know it, had never heard of it. And we're having breakfast in this cafe one morning, and this lovely old couple are staring at us like this, fixedly. Now, we just arrived in Canada, and there was a whole lot of publicity surrounding it, so we just figured it was because of that, so we kind of waved over. But this woman's staring and staring and staring, so eventually I was like, I feel a bit awkward. So I went across and said, "I'm really sorry, darling, but over my eggs and bacon, your stare is slightly disquieting." She said, "Well, it's nothing to do with the fact that you're in telly and that we love your designs, but were it not for your father, this man sitting beside me would not be alive." And I was like, what? And she said, many, many years ago, he lived in Fort William with this woman.
In Scotland?
In Scotland, where I come from.
Yeah.
And this old boy was a little boy, and apparently he fell into a pond, and my dad jumped in, brought him out, gave him the kiss of life, and brought him back to life. I was like, that can't be true, because if it was true, I would know about it. And she said, phone your mum. Your mum's called Claire, Justin, right? And I was like, weird. So I phoned my mum and I said, listen, I'm with this couple in Canada called Mr. and Mrs. McLean, and this old boy's called Speedy McLean. He's no longer very speedy, but he's really old, really lovely guy. Did he or did he not have his life saved by Dad when he was a little boy? My mum said, well, your dad was a really humble man, but never ever told anybody. But yeah, that is true. Wow. So I've never got over that. In a country of 33 million people, two people find another two people who have got this huge connection. I'll never forget it. It changed my life.
That just gave me shivers.
The art of coincidence, right?
That is so not the long weekend story I expected from you two.
I know. I'm so proud.
Every other long weekend, we're drunk.
I know.